Good morning, Milan.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. We got to ask, how does celebrating a world championship compare to celebrating, say, a Stanley Cup?
You know what? It was a lot of fun. There's obviously I don't it's hard to compare, especially being a Canadian kid. You grow up dreaming of when you're playing in your back alley or with your friends knee hockey or whatnot. You're always playing to raise the Stanley Cup, but to achieve this, to do this for your country, to win a world championship, it was a lot of fun and it was a huge honor. And I'm just so glad I got to be a part of it, and I really, really enjoyed every moment of it.
So the World Championship was absolutely a rowdy time. Nonetheless, you got to play in Latvia and then in Finland as well. The crowds are something very special at an IIHF tournament. I got to go to one to cover it, but it was during the bubble, so I didn't get the experience of seeing the fans. It was in Latvia, but I need to ask what it's like being at one of those World Championships with people from all over the world coming to cheer. And they're quite rowdy and they're quite passionate. What was that like to be on the ice with those crowds?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was the first time I got to represent Canada in any type of international tournament. To see the way the different nations cheer for their teams was pretty cool. You know what? For me, it was pretty interesting. They don't boo, they whistle. So they start whistling when they boo, or they think there needs to be a penalty called. Or, sometimes if we were holding the puck for too long, let's say on the power play or something like that, they would start whistling. But, it was pretty cool, just even walking through Riga, people wearing their, having their scarves with their country name on it, wearing their jerseys, walking around town and all that type of stuff. It was something really, really cool to experience.
Okay, we got to ask what the after party was like, because we saw the Latvian, basically all of Latvia, come and celebrate their bronze medal in the streets. For you guys, I know you probably had a quick flight out of there, but you got an opportunity to check out the local establishments. Did you guys have a good time after, as much as you can tell us on a nice morning family driving show?
You know what? We actually had a 6 a.m. flight out of Helsinki. I think like 90% of us, or almost all of us. So it's a 2-hour bus ride out of Tampere, and with it being an 8:20 p.m. game over there, you know what? We just kind of celebrated quickly in the dressing room, and then we went to the hotel, and they had a nightclub in the hotel that we rented out, just us. You know what? I think we had 80 family members and friends that flew in, so it was just us until about 2:15 in the morning. So you know what? We went from partying to, hey, bus in 10 minutes, going to grab our luggage and heading to the Helsinki airport. So it wasn't anything too crazy. It was actually pretty nice and intimate. So it was, all in all, it was a lot of fun.
And you're doing media, 48 hours with us. So good on you, Milan. So it is kind of labeled like part vacation, right? But it was 10 games and 16 nights. And yeah, you're going to go over there and enjoy a different culture and go to restaurants and maybe enjoy some wine. Like there is some vacationing element to it. But when does it turn? Because this was your first experience there. When does it go from, okay, let's go for dinner and have a nice dinner here and spend some time with the family, with like, okay, this is a serious hockey game. Let's get ready for it.
Well, I mean, even if you want to throw in the exhibition game in Budapest, it was 11 games and I think 18 or 19 nights. So, you know what? There obviously is a fun element to it. Exploring the city, being a tourist, going out for dinners, like you said, like that. As a group too, we spent the first 2 weeks without any family and friends. So, it was a good bonding time. So we did have an opportunity to go and then have some fun together. But you know what, usually, we're doing video the night before, talking about the game the next day. And then obviously game day is game day, just like it would be in the NHL. And you know what, we're all professionals. Everyone on the roster played in the NHL, so we know what we had to do to get ourselves ready. So it just felt like, we were on one big 1 month road trip. So so it kind of just went on a routine like that. And once the games came along and the practices came along, it was business as usual.
So it's funny that you mentioned that everybody was on an NHL roster, because I believe at one point you were asked about being underdogs overseas. And then Tyler Myers had a fun, cheeky Instagram post once you won that, worst Team Canada roster ever. I wonder if you heard some of that noise and how that did maybe motivate your team to be like, you know what, we're Team Canada and we'll win this thing.
Yeah, you know what? It was pretty funny. I think it was before the quarterfinals in Finland. One of the reporters asked Tyler Toffoli, how does it feel being on probably the worst Team Canada roster ever assembled?
Wow.
And Tyler kind of looked at him and said, "Well, we're all NHLers, so and we're Team Canada, so we're going to be pretty good." And to be honest. When we showed up to camp in Budapest, a lot of guys didn't know each other. A very young team. I think there was almost more guys on the team that were closer in age with my oldest daughter than they are with me. So it was pretty crazy when you think of something like that way. But at the end of the day, I think the older guys, we did a good job of, bringing the group together and getting everyone to buy in to the system and the way the coaches wanted us to play. And I think I give the coaches a lot of credit too. They made it fun. They made it fun for us, when it was time to be fun. But, they had a way and a system that they wanted us to play. And you know what, we didn't really hear or care about the underdog role much at all until Toffoli was asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think we all loved I think we all loved that little tweet that Tyler Myers sent out. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty good tweet. We're talking to Stanley Cup champion and world champion, which sounds really, really good, Milan Lucic. The challenge of being Milan Lucic in Europe at an international tournament is an interesting one, right? Because this is a bigger ice surface. It's not as physical. What sort of adjustment did you have to make to be a productive player for Canada at the World Championship?
Well, it's funny. At the start, the wider ice was definitely an adjustment. But I would say after about a week of skating on it, it felt normal after that. So, and also I talked to guys and even Zadorov told me before I went over, he got a 5-minute major the one time for hitting a guy too hard. So, the international rules are a little bit different, but for me, I just wanted to play my game. Obviously there's not much, intimidation and all that type of stuff that goes on in an international tournament, but you can still be a force out there. You can still, make plays and use your body and play a power game and get in on the forecheck and all that type of stuff. So, those are elements that I still wanted to bring, and those are things that I did bring in order to help my team have success. So, those are things that have made me a good player and continue to make me a good player. And that's what I wanted to do to help the team win a gold medal.
You set up one of the highlight reel goals of the series, Adam Fantilli, who obviously is a young stud and has a lot of hype around him. I think we're actually going to chat with him tomorrow. So if you have any tidbits, you can tell us. But what was it like playing with him and just the amount of talent that he has? And he's had a pretty incredible year, winning a couple gold medals and a couple trophies himself. So just the kid, Adam Fantilli, and what it was like to play with him.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, he's it was pretty crazy to be line mates with a kid that's born in 2005.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? He's got an exciting couple of weeks coming up with the NHL draft just around the corner. But I had never played with a kid with that type of talent, at that young age before. Obviously, you could see his skill sets, the way he shoots, the way he passes, the way he skates. The way he thinks the game, so you can see why he's expected to be a top 2, top 3 pick. So yeah, it was pretty fun to be around, and like you said, a pretty pretty crazy year for him. You know, like you said, World Juniors, World Championships. I think he made it to the national finals, losing to Quinnipiac. But you know, and the draft just around the corner was a lot of fun meeting his parents too. So yeah, you know what, everyone was a treat to be around. The whole team got along, and you know what, I wish him nothing but the best in the upcoming draft and his future moving forward.
A big year for Fantilli, big summer for Lucic. You're reaching unrestricted free agency for just the second time in your career. What are the priorities for you as you look to make your next move in the NHL?
I think just, you know, what'll be the best fit. And, you know, one of the reasons why I went to the World Championships was, you know, because I wanted to just have fun playing hockey again and have fun being around winning again. And you know, that's something that I'd obviously love to do, you know, moving forward. And for me, just having seeing where I'll have the best opportunity to play, the best opportunity to succeed. You know, those are the main things that I'll look for, and what my next choice will be into free agency. So yeah, you know, right now I'm just enjoying the win of winning the World Championships, but in the next week here, I'll probably start, you know, thinking about options and where I'd like to go and see myself here in the near future.
Hey, this was fun, Milan. Good luck with the decision this summer. And as a Hockey Canada fan, thanks for helping bring another gold medal home. It was a pleasure watching you guys on the ice. And shout out to Tyler Myers for the tweet.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great day.
That's Milan Lucic.